Let's talk about compliments. I'd like to focus on the fairly rigid template that compliments tend to follow. But first, let's define what we're talking about. A compliment is not just any nice comment, it is a comment on a possession or a characteristic or skill. And here's the important part: the comment attributes credit to the person addressed, occasionally to someone else, but really the typical comment gives credit to the person addressed. It's also part of the definition that both people agree that the comment is positive. All right. Now, there are restrictions around complimenting. I know there are people who will say, "Oh, I'm a very positive person. I'll say nice things even to complete strangers because that lifts their spirits, and we could all use a bit of that on a given day." Of course, that sometimes that works fine. I'm not saying anything against it, but here we are talking about the patterns of behavior that most people follow most of the time. There's something interesting about these patterns. So, in terms of restrictions, it takes a certain kind of connection or relationship between two people. I'm not saying that people have to be very close to give compliments. In fact, quite the opposite. But the people to whom you give compliments is not a random thing. For example, would you compliment your boss? Would your boss compliment you on what? There's some norms around that. And also, the situation has to be suitable for complimenting. With those in place, we can note that a lot of previous research has turned up the fact that compliments tend to follow a fairly predictable pattern in their form. So it could be this template: your blank is blank. Now, what would the object of the compliment be? It could be the person's article of clothing, such as a jacket. It could be the car he bought, on the great presentation that he gave at work. Those are possibilities. But really, the object of the compliment would not be his nose, for example, no matter how perfect a nose it is, nor his kneecaps. That's very unlikely to occur. So, right there are some restrictions on the objects of compliments. Now, as to the form, so then this could be: your shirt is nice, or maybe even really nice. Another possible template is: that is a nice shirt, or a really nice shirt, or I blank your blank. For example, I like your shirt. I even love your shirt, or really love your shirt. So there are some variations here, but really there are only a handful of templates that most compliments tend to follow. Not all of them, but these are really, really common. So there are all these restrictions around compliments, and the existence of these restrictions, these norms that people tend to follow, tells us that compliments have complex social purposes.